What's up, this is Nak3d Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer, bringing you a very exciting Legendary Speedrun Guide for the Covenant, one of the most brutal missions I have ever had the pleasure of speedrunning. This run took me many tries to nail down. It's about 14 minutes long, and it crushed the Halo 3 Master Chief World Record by over 2 minutes. So we didn't beat Dark's fantastic classic time of 12:25, but a 14-minute Covenant is very difficult to get, especially with the enemies in this game being as aggressive as they are. Now, starting out, I'm showing you a relatively safe but also fast method for getting through this initial section. Just follow the movements that I take and shoot the things that I shoot, and you should be able to clear this relatively easily in under 1 minute. So I'd say for beginners, you want to shoot for under 1 minute. For more advanced, you want to shoot for 50 seconds or below. I've heard tell that you can even get sub 40 with a godly perfect run and your Marines taking out all the grunts behind you so you don't have to kill those. Now here, just take a couple quick shots at those Banshees. Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. It's hard because you don't have a red lock on, and they do very weird patterns where they boost and turn random corners, so you're not actually meant to kill them with the laser there. Now, moving forward with the Warthog, you want to take both of these Marines or ODSTs in your Warthog because they soak up damage. Notice that I was going to go to the left here, but I think going to the right is actually safer. You can still get Banshee bombed as you saw there, and that Shade Turret can still shoot at you, and the Ghosts can still turn around and shoot at you. So it is very risky, but I'd say you have about a 50% chance of making it through, maybe slightly less. So remember, you could always just run to the left, just like I did in my zero-shot run. Just completely avoid the initial fight, and then you can walk all the way up to here. It's 30 seconds slower, but it gets the job done, and you don't have to worry about dying on any of those sections. Here we're going to switch out the battle rifle for the beam rifle. I was about to say wave beam like I'm playing some Metroid. And then we're going to ghost around here, wait for your shields to get back up under this ramp so that nothing can shoot at you. You don't want to boost down there, you just want to drop, and you want to hug the left side, immediately drop the bubble shield if you grabbed one from the beginning. You can always grab one next to, there's a box with 2 spike grenades right in front of you where we laser the first brute. Now here we want to pick up this power drain, and there's a couple plasmas if you didn't have any previously. And then jump up here, hit that button as fast as you can, and I like to run in circles looking everywhere to make sure that none of the plasma grenades blow me up, because if you hide in a corner, grunts can actually stick you. Here we do a fuel rod jump up so that we can get an early start here. Shoot 2 to the left and 1 as far to the right as you can. Normally you don't want to kill all 4 because then the chieftain will activate his invincibility. And then you want to stand in front of him until he does that. You warp around, and then normally you'll grab his invincibility, but this time he had a flash, which I should have known because he didn't use it when all of his buddies died. And then we're going to want to grab the beam rifle, or sorry, keep the beam rifle, and then grab the gravity hammer, which is going to be essential for sections coming up. So now we're going to head on down. And be careful on that top section, by the way, because if you actually die, the last checkpoint is typically way outside when you first get in the ghost. So here we're going to throw a spike grenade at the middle of that glass and then use that to launch ourselves. Sometimes you can get all the way to the door. Either way, you're going to want to get here, throw a grenade or 2 to make the enemies move out of your way, and then usually, it looks kind of crazy, but usually you're pretty safe to run on through as long as you don't get smacked by a brute. Now here there is a little hammer jump that can take you straight to the front of that Warthog, but on stream I actually launched myself all the way across the canyon with that box. I'd never seen it go that crazy before, but it wasted a ton of time, so I decided, it's not worth the 1 second time save or whatever it is. It's better to just run and not risk it. So here we get in the Warthog. It's actually faster going downhill than the Mongoose. It has a faster top speed. So we're going to want to just cruise on through here, dodge this stick on the ground, try not to let your fishtailing get out of control because that swerving actually makes us lose time, and then don't hit into that tree or that rock because that can slow you down as well. But even if it does slow you down, as long as you get to this hornet before that, or as that Marine is jumping out, you actually haven't lost any time. So there's a point where you load up the Hornets, and as long as you pass that point, then mess up and then make it to the Hornet, that's what I'm trying to say, you don't lose any time. Now here you can go to the right through this little valley, but if your right or left side of the Hornet touches the rocks, then you will do a 180 and the Banshees will usually kill you. So I find it safer just to come all the way around and not have to worry about navigating that. Now in MCC, you notice that these Banshees are way more aggressive than in Classic. Also notice that Wraith completely drops off the map, like 99% of the time. I've only seen him not drop once in the dozens of runs that I've done on this mission. I like to take this exact path over that tree to avoid everything on the ground, and then you want to get out to the left and snipe. There's usually 2 brutes that come this way, so just be careful. Swap your hammer for the brute shot, that's crucial, and then move on in through here. There were a couple spike grenades there if you wanted to pick those up on that dead body. Now here we throw 1 frag, and then we want to gently use 2 to 3 brute shots to take out the rest of the drones. Just wait for them to be all grouped up so you can hit a nice shot. And then just as we use the fuel rod to boost ourselves up in the first tower, we're going to use the brute shot to boost ourselves up here in the second tower. Now, I actually choked here and wound up losing probably about 10 to 15 seconds, unfortunately. So normally, my goal there was to kill both of those guys. You can get a very nice 2-for-1 if your angle is near perfect. Now here I was looking for the 4th guy. I wasn't sure if I hit that old snipe. And that miss right there cost me 10 seconds because now he's hiding around this corner and I didn't see him come out. And then I actually got shot here. And I was so sad because up to this point, I felt like the run had been near perfect. And so I said, okay, let's just, take it slow, play it safe here, because if you have 2/3 shields there and you run forward, this guy can actually kill you. So we're going to overcharge the plaza pistol and then run at him, release it before he lights you up with the plasma cannon, and then you just rotate around his body and give him a little punch in the back. Right there, I have never missed that jump before, but that's the beauty of speedrunning, is the human factor. I'm not a perfect machine. We all make mistakes. So here we are waiting here because I find that this point actually gives us checkpoints sometimes as we're on our way down. And that's a huge time save if you die here because this is one of the riskiest sections. So try not to get smacked by each of those hunters. And then right here, look at your radar to see all the enemies if they converge on that door. If they don't converge, look to your right, and if they're running away, don't shoot at them. But if they're running towards you, you can use your brute shot ammo or your BR, hammer, anything to kill them. Or grenades. Grenades are probably your best bet. And then we're just going to run on through. It is RNG based. You do have to hope that the brutes don't group up on that side. Sometimes they can form like a wall, like a fortress that you pretty much can't penetrate. And other times they're just nowhere to be seen. So that's a huge luck element, is that segment right here. Now this route, I know what you're thinking is like, why did he not take the tank? But the warthog, or the goshawk as I should say, is actually incredibly useful, safer than the tank, and much faster. I'm about to say more faster. The reason is that this route I'm taking, you pretty much never die. Like, I've never died on this route except for at the Prowler, and that's only if he splatters you on the right side as you're hugging the wall. And that's pretty rare. Now here, don't go too fast. Make sure you're pumping the brakes frequently on your way down, because if you pass a certain downward vertical speed, the game thinks that you're actually falling, and it activates the fall timer, and if you fall at that velocity for too long, it just kills you. So basically, don't go that fast. Now here you want to usually hold back and wait for the Hornets to touch the ground, then move forward, so you get a late checkpoint, because you will probably be dying a lot here. This is far and away the hardest part in this mission, possibly in all of Halo 3. I haven't really thought about it, but it might be. This part is really hard. So you want to park the Hornet's nose just as I did. This is a new strategy I developed because I was having trouble trying. If I parked the Hornet on top, then I could never predict where it would fall. And I've found that if I just park the nose towards the front and then get out, that I had much higher success rate. And then here you don't need the Hornet again, so you can just get out on the top. You don't want to spend too much time trying to kill the enemies on the front because the Banshees will light you up. Now I dropped down, I was trying to run just towards this area over here, and then I was super lucky I found a random ghost right there. If you can grab a ghost here, I guess the warthog works as well. And then I didn't realize by shooting that ghost I actually drew aggro from another ghost. So I'm chilling right here, I'm waiting to kill the Arbiter, and then this ghost just comes up here freaking out. So I kill him really fast, and then this is about 15 seconds of dialogue, I believe. So you actually want to headshot the Arbiter after taking his shields off. And I was like, alright, whatever, I'll kill him now. But for some reason, the game had him keep talking. So I guess once he passes a certain part in the monologue, you can't stop him. Now here you want to just aim the hammer forward, step about, I don't know, a little bit back, a meter, 2 meters back, and just smack the ghost inside. That will actually glitch the vehicle into an area where it's not supposed to be. Will activate this cutscene early, and will allow you to activate this segment while that cutscene is still active. So you see here I'm actually moving and shooting during the cutscene in Cortana. I call it the Cortana cutscene. So here is the crazy box jump that was just developed a little over 2 weeks ago. Thanks to Aura for showing it to me, and for Dark and SG for helping me out with it. SG being Sliding Ghost, for those who don't know. So here you want to punch this 3 to 4 times to line this up with the wall perfectly, hit it down, jump up, and then smack the hammer right about there. If you hit it perfectly, you can actually go over this, and that's like the super ideal launch, is it can launch you through this entire segment right here with all the brutes. Now I probably should have grabbed Fuel Rod there, because you don't want to activate this camo until after you pass, like not this little, what do you call that? I don't know. It's like a wall. It's a mini wall. The first mini wall is where you want to actually activate this, and I activated it slightly before that. And then you want to run up to one of the sides and hammer your way up. If you see any carbiners up there, you might want to take the time to take them out, because the carbiners are your actual threat here. So you want to keep on moving. And then I thought I could BR this guy right here. Normally you don't want to stop, but I had no choice. I had to stop because of the carbine. And then I almost get taken out by the Brute Chieftain here, so I'm like freaking out. I've never made it past the 2 Scarabs with no deaths. Like, I've never made it past the 2 Scarabs on my first try. So the fact that I did that, and then I hit the box jump, and then made it past that section like without a fuel rod, was crazy. And now I have to do this whole segment going backwards without a fuel rod as well, because I didn't even think to grab the 2 fuel rods from those grunts inside, which in retrospect I totally should have done, because it would have been super useful. So here there's a shotgun guy in here that you want to try and blow up. I thought I was throwing a plasma grenade, but I didn't. And then you want to have at least a little bit of shield for that little fatty when he drops. Now here, aim slightly to the left of that plasma rifle. I find that that's the best angle for this. And then just jump up, and as the hammer passes the top of that box, that's when you swing. And you need to be touching the box barely, by the way. So don't like do a full walk into it, just tap it. And then here, I thought I was going to die, to be quite honest. And then I luckily did a little roundabout turn and was still able to hit the hammer jump on up. And so by this point, you're pretty much done with the run. I saw a fuel rod here, so I'll just take it for good measure. But you pretty much never die on this last section, unless you like jump off the map or something. So yeah, the Covenant, really difficult mission. You can die almost on every single segment, and the more you practice, the better you get. I only recommend it speedrunning this for more advanced speedrunners. But if you're just looking for a legendary guide to get through, then I hope these speedrunning tips have been useful. And if they haven't been useful, then hopefully they've at least been entertaining. I know I sure had fun running it. So you can see I used to be tied 16:07 for the world record, and I took the MCC record at 14:02. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next up, we have Cortana.